Hello Pisces, my name is Tiffany from Tiffany's Tarology and it's so good to be here with all of you today. I am so happy to be here with you another Venus day. I did miss your reading yesterday, but baby had her first shots and so I needed to kind of just be with her yesterday. It was so sad to see her go through that, but she's doing great. She's resting right now, so I just spent a lot of time with her yesterday. I was pretty busy, so I'm happy to be back here today, and we will be having another reading coming up tomorrow. So on Venus Day, which is Friday, a day ruled by Venus, I like to do love readings, and we're going to dive right in, Pisces. A lot of you are dealing with breakups, divorces, paternity issues. Some of you are going through changes around children, home and family. There's a lot going on, but the big themes over the last few weeks that have been coming up for us Pisces have been focusing on self-love. The North Node is in Pisces, the South Node in Virgo, which rules our relationship sector, meaning that right now you may be kind of going through a transition where you're not as focused on relationships and you're more focused on you and your goals and things like that. So let's see what Spirit has in store for you today. We're going to be using the Kipper-ish Oracle deck by Intuitive Kev. I'm going to pull these cards for you off camera and come back when the shuffling is done, okay? You guys seem to like that, so we're going to speed it up. Okay, now that I've shuffled everything, I'm going to go ahead and look and see what is going on here with this message, and I will we'll be diving in. Okay. So I have surmised this is about a twin flame connection. This is usually a person who's going to mirror your soul. It doesn't say it's a karmic twin or a false twin or, anything like that. It just lets me know that there is a twin flame at the center of this relationship. This relationship was unfortunately plagued with a lot of emotional pain and distress between the two of you. The person that you were with could have really been someone who was on their way to really understanding their spiritual power, or you were understanding your spiritual power. But I don't see, high priest and priestess. I just see the priest. So there could have been like a spiritually imbalanced portion of this relationship where one person was, going through an awakening, through an ascension process, and the other person was not. There could have been difficulties in communication, arguments, a cold energy that was starting to surround this relationship. And now this person has received some type of message from you that is shocking, surprising, has got them stressed out. And it could honestly lead to them losing something or being left out, or there's some type of loss that this person is incurring, and it is involving the justice system. So whether this is someone who owes you money, someone who you're separating from and you're receiving payment from them, they have to pay you back for something, but there is money that is going to be returned to you. And it may honestly leave this person feeling like they're in a deep state of lack and loss, but you were going through so much to try to hold on to this relationship, but they just show up as massive opposition to you. Flying Monkey is literally a card of having someone who is considered to be an op to you, an opposing force. Ooh, my voice cracked there. So an opposing force, someone who is not on your side. They may have had toxic traits. They may have had obsessions. They may have been greedy. They may have been a person who had third-party situations, which did show up in here as well. So someone who could have had sexual addictions, or someone who could have potentially been a gambler, or someone who was just into toxic lifestyles. Maybe they were a big smoker, big drinker, something of that nature. And they're going through a lot right now. They're feeling very beat up, like this situation between the two of you, however it's turned out. This person's feeling extremely, extremely tired. This is giving me like Nine of Wands energy, the wounded warrior energy. They've been trying to fight back. They've been trying to hold their own, but they are starting to feel the karmic retribution from, the spirit realm. Again, there could have been someone who was projecting issues in your love life, a third party energy who didn't want to see this twin flame connection move forward. There could have been issues as far as this person also projecting on you, making you feel like you weren't worthy. And so self-love is something that did come up again in today's reading. There was the energy here that relates to you, where your self-love may have been affected, spirit saying focus more on that. This person was taking from you. This twin flame connection was mirroring back at you. Such negativity. You're going on a journey. You're moving out of this situation. I see a bright new beginning. Maybe you don't know exactly where you're going though. This person looks like they're traveling lightly, but there's a new journey that you must go on without this person. And it's going to allow you to come back into balance with yourself, to connect with your higher self, to heal your entire body, your entire chakra system, coming into alignment, honestly, with your highest good by moving away. You now see beyond the veil. The distractions are gone. The third eye is way open. You understand who this enemy could have been, why this relationship was going south. And you are going to receive some type of achievement. Again, for many of you, it is going to be like a financial reward or something where you can actually have tangible proof of success that is going to somehow involve either literal court or spiritual court, but for many of you, a physical court situation where you have someone working on your side to get things settled. So, wow, my voice is really cracking all of a sudden, but I do see divinity on the bottom, abundance, and surprise. So your spirit team is trying to surprise you with a gift from all of the hard work that you have put into this relationship, trying to find yourself again. I can feel that this particular situation, the reality of it ever being someone that you would continue to grow with is completely out the door. This person has an entity attachment to them. They're very concerned about where this relationship is headed. And they're going through a massive awakening, I think, to their own reality. Like, they used and abused you. They did not treat you right. And you are just really focused on manifesting positivity within your family life, within your home life, focusing on your physical body, getting back in tune with what matters, and also focusing on your success. Many of you could have been dealing with someone who had a lustful spirit. It doesn't have to be a man versus a woman. It could be either or. But what you also need to understand is that you are enough. There's an energy, an overlay for many of these relationships, where there was this insatiable need for involvement with other people. So it may have affected your self-confidence, your self-worth. But again, this entire situation is going to clear up, and we're going to look into the tarot, and we're going to see kind of what spirit wants you to know. It's pretty self-explanatory, though, the energy that I'm getting from this twin flame connection. You learned a lot about yourself, and I feel like you learned a lot about them as well. And you now see that you have to go your separate ways. You are taking things seriously. You are, making sure that you have legal counsel if you need it. And I feel big judgment call energy. So spirit guides. The Fool wanted to pop out, so you're moving on. What's the current situation for this love situation? So the Two of Cups with the Six of Swords and Passion. So what I see here, Pisces, is you're really just ready to move on. This is an energy of someone who has kind of loved and lost. And they've moved into an energy of you wanting to kind of like find passion again, find love again, whether that's passion for yourself, passion for life, whatever would like bring you joy. So some of you are realizing like, I've got to move away from this love relationship. That's what the Six of Swords is. It's about moving into calmer water and beginning to focus on yourself. And I think that's beautiful energy, especially for those of you who have been going through periods of just not feeling good, maybe not feeling worthy. This person could have made you feel like you'd never get out of this situation. Financially, how could you be able to move on without them? And you're seeing that you can. Your challenge at this time? All right, the Fool did come back out. So you're being challenged to trust and believe that you can move forward, Pisces. You have a journey ahead of you for sure. You know, like that lady, she was getting ready to get on that bus she was packed, lightly. So there's a lot of things you're not going to be able to take with you as you move into this new phase of your life. This twin flame connection taught you so much about what you don't want, what you don't deserve, what, you were putting up with or dealing with, even if it's been for years and years. And now with this Fool card in your challenge, and again, she has on a very small bag. Like, I see you not taking everything with you, and these people aren't allowed to go with you into this next phase of your life. This is about you focusing on your spiritual calling, focusing on yourself, finding passion in your daily life again, and that is how you come into alignment. So what your guides want you to do is trust this decision to focus on what matters to you. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. Six of Wands is you also being recognized for who you really are, the queen or the king that you are. There's an energy here of needing to see yourself in the eyes that God sees you in. And don't be afraid to take this risk, this leap of faith. The Fool card represents big, bold, daring moves. And sometimes you move into a space of uncertainty. With the Fool card, embrace that journey. Strengths at this time. We have the Knight of Wands and the Hanged Man, Pisces. This is beautiful. This is telling me that like you're going from a space of, you've just been kind of chilling out, going through the process of release and letting this person go. And now you're about to set forth on a journey of self-discovery. I see the way that this relationship changed you, the way that you stood up for yourself, the way that you allowed your third eye to be opened, the fact that you have remained unbothered, and the clarity that you have. Now, I just see like this emerging strength. And the Knight of Wands is confident. The Knight of Wands is ready. The Knight of Wands is bold. Don't move too fast though. But, just you're ready to get yourself out of this funk. You're going through a massive clearing, massive healing in regard to this relationship where someone mirrored back at you your biggest flaws. You took that time to really integrate all that energy, and that's what the Hanged Man's about. Someone who's taking that slowed down approach to really understand where they need to make changes, and now you're getting ready to make them. You're going to meet new people. You're going to go to distant shores for many of you, new places. And I feel like a lot of you are also going to be working on your health, your physical body, your spiritual body as well, your emotional body. All of that is coming through as this person did so much to transform that part of you. So if you've experienced any health issues, weight gain, if you've experienced hair loss or, just anxiety that's been through the roof, or you just can't explain it, but you just don't feel yourself, I see you coming back into who you are as you disconnect from that obsessive entity attached person. Area of focus for Pisces. Trash box. So not that Spirit wants you to focus on the trash box. I think Spirit wants you to look at what you actually need to release. What you've put up with, the clown that you were dealing with. At some point you have to kind of self-reflect and go, man, what was I doing to attract someone like this? Someone who didn't have anything, good for me. Where was I at? what was I missing, or, what was kind of going over my head in this relationship that was holding me back from my best version of myself? Not that we need to like focus on the negatives, but I think this is a time of deep self-reflection. Okay. That's what Pisces, that's what Spirit wants you to understand with that area of focus. Near future for Pisces. All right, Pisces. So many of you do have legal issues, or you're going through legal separations. And the Page of Pentacles is here saying you may receive an offer from this person, but it looks a little shysty to me. I want you to pay attention, read the dotted line, or like the fine print before you sign on the dotted line. Make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into, and make sure that you don't accept less than you deserve, because there is an energy here with this person winking. Like, there's just always, whenever I see this card, there's an energy here of someone trying to shortchange you, give you less than you deserve. You're walking away with a bad offer or something of that nature in regard to this legal situation. So really fight for what you deserve. Don't give up. Don't give in. If you have to go the extra mile, if you have to continue the case, like whatever it takes, please do it. Don't accept less than you deserve. And I think that's really what Spirit wants you to learn in this situation, is to stand up and stand within your power, and to not give in to this person who's just been such a hater and probably is so blinded by your light that they can't see it. And at one point in time, yes, there was this beautiful love that the two of you shared. But now, both of you are stuck in a state of being trapped, not knowing exactly how to move forward. But there will be new things coming in for you, Pisces. Knight of Cups wanted to fly in there. Don't let this hater energy, it could even be from that third party, don't let them get under your skin, get through to you. You are going to be just fine. Get what you deserve out of this relationship, okay? Recent past. Remember, Pisces, you are supported and protected at this time. Recent past, Three of Pentacles. So I see you working with others to accomplish the goal of moving on. So this could have been, working with a lawyer, working with your doctor, getting therapy, even working with this ex to try to figure out a solution. If you didn't already know, this person is now being revealed as a hidden enemy, and a twin flame is being confirmed again in this tarot deck. So this particular situation where you're having to like work and collaborate, you're trying to get through to this hater, this opposition in your life, and just settle this and move beyond it. I see you being in a spirit of, let's just figure this out already. You know what I mean? Advice for Pisces. All right, we have hidden enemy. What about this? What are you trying to advise them? I guess maybe if you didn't know they were a hidden enemy, now you know. You probably already know this though. Five of Pentacles. So that's kind of confirming that poverty card. Tell me more, Spirit. All right. What I'm getting here is when the truth comes out about this person, and the truth comes out about this situation, you finally have a verdict. You finally have an end resolution to this situation. This, not so hidden enemy anymore, because we know who they are, is going to be in a state of distress and loss, possibly dealing with health issues, financial losses, just things being taken away from them. They could lose homes, cars, go through difficulties with jobs and career. And all the while you're going to be receiving from this situation. For some of you, it's going to be as a result of inheritances. Some of you as a result of settlements, payouts, things of that nature. And I do believe that whether or not it's coming directly from this person, they're going to have to see you shine and level up and have new opportunities with the Ace of Pentacles while they're going through a difficulty in their life. So you have to just I don't know, Spirit's just letting you know, your advice is to just understand that, justice is going to be served in this situation. Many of you are kind of like, I've seen a couple comments, I don't see this person receiving justice. I don't see that, but it's not always going to be something that you see right out the bat. Like, it could be things going on behind the scenes that you would never know. Things that you don't know that they're dealing with. Because vengeance is not ours, it's God's, right? Ace of Wands wanted to come through. So a lot of new beginning energy for you with the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Pisces. Your environment at this time? Your environment? We have King of Wands. Could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Knight of Cups. And Ascension. So what happens here, I really do feel like for environment, is you're dealing with somebody who has a very harsh core, a harsh exterior. They don't have to be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but they could be. This is very reminiscent of like a scorpionic energy. Could be a Cancer, could be a Pisces. That's who we're talking to. That's our collective. And I see you coming at them with the cup of love and them with this like wand staff energy that's a little bit more rigid, more harsh, more fiery. Remain in your energy, Pisces. It seems like they're trying to feel like they can still win this situation because you're coming from a knight energy and they're in a king energy. There's power dynamics at play here, but you're going through an ascension process and you understand that you don't have to be this big burly energy to win this situation. You're coming from a place in the heart where you know that the good that you want to come out of this situation will prevail no matter what this particular person thinks or is going through. You have good intentions. You're coming at them with like, hey, let's work this out. And they may be pushing back and trying to force the situation, holding things up, making you feel bad, slandering your name, sending you projections and black magic and, bad energy, evil eye, all of that. That's been coming up for us in the last couple of reads. But this is a time where I feel like, Pisces, you have come to a place where you can still smile and have peace and calm. Of course they can get under your skin. Of course, you're human. But you can have this reserve within you that's like, you know what? Even in the face of my enemies, I will rise above. And I can look at you with this anger on your face or with this malice or this evil energy that you've been sending towards me, and I send it all back to you in love. So I see this environment of ascension really having changed your perspective. Some of you are like, how did I ever not see this person for who they really were? But there was a lot of being undercover with that hidden enemy energy. They were behind a mask for so long. They had you trapped where you couldn't see clearly for so long. You know what I mean? Yeah, and there were secrets. There was things that I feel like they just did not reveal to you because at the time, it wasn't meant for you to know. Like, there was a lot that you needed to uncover about this trash box, about this person, about this energy that they were sending your way. And God's like, no, I'm going to have you go through this, learn the lessons, and see the truth about this person. And we'll help you along the way. All right, hopes and fears for this situation. Social media. That's interesting. King of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and Ten of Wands with the World at the bottom of the deck. So it seems to me, what I'm getting from this is not even necessarily about social media, but it could involve it. You are ready for things to finally be aired out, like the truth to come out. I'm getting public energy from this card right now. There will be a laying down of these burdens that you've had to go through in this relationship and in this situation. You will be repaid and put in a place of, I want to say, authority and stability. This chapter is going to close itself out and will be over. And you will then be able to publicly maybe share this story, air out your issues. I'm seeing YouTube on here, Facebook status change is coming up for me. Like maybe all of a sudden people will see that your status has gone from married to divorced or single. You will be changing photos and pictures. There's going to be a new way that you are viewed. And this burden that you've been carrying, maybe for many of you silently in the background, people are going to start to notice you publicly with such a change. Like, I think people are going to be like, wow, such and such has really grown up. Not saying that anything is wrong with your weight, but using this as an example. Wow, they've lost so much weight. They're looking really good. Oh man, did you see who so-and-so was with now? Like you might post a new picture of a new boo that you have found or something like that. Or they might see that all of a sudden you're traveling, or some of you who begin to share your story on social media, people will be like, wow, this is such an empowering moment. This is such an empowering story. There's going to be big shifts there. Do not be alarmed also, though, by people who might be trying to be in your business. So if you prefer to keep things quiet, also pay attention to what you're posting and not posting and what this other person is posting. That could be significant for some of you. But I do see like this massive like glow up energy and everyone publicly seeing a big change in you and your life as a result of walking away. Potential income, because social media is so public, and that's really what it is, like public energy that everyone gets to see. So your outcome is Intuitive Kev, which is so cool. He's actually the creator of this deck. And what Intuitive Kev means by this is you listen to your intuition. I'm seeing like the planets behind him, the stars, the galaxies, and he's also a Leo, so you may have Leo energy present in your chart, or it may just be that you've had the strength to move forward. But I'm seeing here that with Intuitive Kev and the strength card on the bottom of the deck, you've been able to look back at this situation. It's been going on for several years. You're getting to the end of this line. For many of you, you're already in the place where you've moved on. Some of you are in the place where the court case is going on, the legal issues are proceeding. And for others of you, you're getting to that place. Our timelines are also different. But by listening to your intuition, trusting yourself throughout all of this, and understanding that even when the times were tough and you didn't believe yourself or believe in yourself, you moving the way that you moved has really transformed the way that you trust your intuition and the way that your gifts have been able to evolve. This was an intuitively led situation. Many of you probably are like, yeah, at the beginning of this 4 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be in this place with my gifts, with my intuition, but it's guided me through every step of the way. So now you have this heart opening energy, this strength where you can literally look back at the opposition, look back at this twin flame connection, and understand how far you really have come and how healed you have become. And it's really beautiful to see this energy, because for many months I've been reading and going through the same things as you guys and just seeing like, you need to walk away from this person. This person's holding you back. This person's dragging you through the mud. And it was like we couldn't get through. And now the energy here is shifting, especially with the Fool and the challenge position. There are people trying to hold you back, Pisces, from your story unfolding, from your new beginning. There's so much that I wish that I could just say right now. But, I don't want the video to be too long, but this is your time. This is a new version of you. This is an energy of, I'm ready to go my own way. And I want to be living in my passions, doing what gives me joy, moving away from the conflict, and loving my life again. So Spirit guys, as we wrap out this reading, what oracle do you have for Pisces to just give them a couple tidbits to take with them on their journey? I just really hear the spirit team saying like, well done. This situation has been very difficult. It's very challenging, but well done. Yep. So this person, they were caught red-handed. Secrets are exposed. You may be shocked and surprised. Some things may have not come out yet for you, Pisces, and you're going to be like, what? This is a soul contract, meaning that you came into this earth with this person basically contracted to teach you lessons. You passed the test. It says soulmates, partnership, spiritual union. Like this was someone you were supposed to go through all of this with. And it wasn't easy, if we're being honest. So this is unfinished business from a past life, where, you needed to forgive or they needed to forgive. There needed to be some kind of reconciliation. I feel this business is now finished. Court is now adjourned, right? That's the energy I'm getting here. That message that's going to come through, that's going to send shockwaves. It says communication, conversation, expressing feelings. It's time that things are aired out. It's time for things to be found out. It's time for things to be leveled out. This has been a toxic cycle for so long. It says cycles, over it, decision made, we're sick and tired. This is becoming old news, Pisces. This person was living a double life. They were a liar. They were deceptive. Some of them could have been in other relationships or prioritizing other people, businesses, money, whatever they were doing over you and over the situation that you guys had together. You're seeing through all of that at this time. And you realize what you do and don't deserve through all of that. So someone may pop up. You may have a surprise visit, someone reaching out. Could be conversations in person. So don't be shocked or surprised if that happens. Just be ready to, have your game face on. They're going to be walking away hurting, crying, depressed, and in sorrow because of this situation. But, if that's how you're going to treat people, like how else would you be able to walk away from the situation other than, feeling hurt? Like you didn't do Pisces right. So you're going to be giving them the cold shoulder, breakup, distance, or separation. It's going to be best that you have this time to yourself to heal. You're done with the mind games. They were immature, testing you and analyzing you, but in many ways, it just leveled you up. I see them playing chess in this picture. So it taught you tactical mindset skills, and it honestly taught you how to fight for yourself. We're going to pull 2 more for you, Pisces. And the manipulation was, woof. We have controversy, drama, scandal, and truth coming out. So again, a lot of you are going to realize, like, no, you were right all along. No, we're going to do 2 more. You were right all along. This person did not have your best intentions. There was things that you never knew about them that are coming to the light. Push, pull, power struggles, imbalance, and stubborn. So this is always about the ego, control. Someone who always thought that they could utilize you as their pawn. And 1111, this was a twin flame runner chaser situation. Divine timing has allowed this to run its course, and it is over. So confirmation, if you have felt like you've been seeing 1111 everywhere or just the number 11, it is time for you to really snuff the flame of this toxic twin flame situation. Every twin flame situation doesn't result in divine partnership. These often will bring out the worst in you and you the worst in them, so things can come up to the surface to be healed. And that's exactly what I see here. So Pisces, I'm proud of you. There was no reason at all for you to continue to accept less than you deserve. 4 of Cups. You saw the truth. The Tower moment is here. And now someone's being left up in the clouds because you have moved on, moved out, and it's time for you to expand. It's truly time for you to expand. And this was a lesson learned. The book is closing on this chapter. I'm so ready for the readings to start to evolve and show me where you guys are headed next. But this cycle is truly over. This power struggle is done. You see the truth. You don't want to deal with it. You will not be dealing with it anymore. And you are headed on to brighter beginnings. So I'll catch you again next Friday for another love reading, but I will catch you tomorrow for another reading, okay? Love you so much, Pisces, and congratulations and good job on getting through this.